Let's talk Lorcana. Welcome. It's Monday night. It has been a Monday for sure. It has been quite an eventful day. Really, really exciting stuff happened. It's also been quite an eventful day here in the Cosmo house. The baby did not sleep at all today. So I'm feeling just a little bit unprepared for tonight, but I know that I have amazing women joining me this evening who will help me keep the conversation going. But also, for those of you watching, would love help from the chat if you have any questions for any of the women this evening. Please feel free to drop them in the chat, get that conversation going. We're really here to just have a discussion about Lorcana and all of the amazing stuff going on. So, for those of you who may not have known or just like getting off work or something, today's been a huge day. Most importantly, we got to see all of the cards from set 2 revealed today, which was super, super exciting. So if you haven't checked out your Lorcana app yet today, definitely go check that out. Amazing. I mean, as always here at the Lily Mateers, amazing, amazing artwork coming our way in set 2. Additionally, we got to see 4 of the enchanted cards revealed, which means we're having enchanteds in set 2. We're going to talk about those a little bit this evening. And then finally, because all the cards are revealed, we kind of know what the starter decks are going to look like. Liam and I actually dropped a video earlier today talking about that if you want kind of like an in-depth breakdown of those decks, but we might touch on that a little bit this evening as well, especially with kind of all of the events coming up this next weekend for the release. So with that, I am super jazzed to introduce all of the women who are going to be joining me this evening. Starting off with, I feel like a cornerstone of the Lorcana community. You probably see her a lot on Discord. She is on the Lorcania team. Miss Adara. Welcome, Adara. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Erin. I'm so glad I got a chance to make this one. I missed
know,
the last one.
I'm so jazzed. I'm so jazzed. Up next, you might know her as Lorcana Illuminary on Instagram. It is Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, super glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Additionally, a Lorcana super fan and graphic designer that has done a few graphics for some of the content creators in the Lorcana community. It is Emma. Hey, Emma.
Hello.
And then finally, I'm super excited to welcome an aspiring Lorcana artist. Her name is June. She's also a huge Lorcana fan with her mom. Hey, June.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
We're so happy to have you. We'll have another guest join us here pretty shortly. So we're excited to welcome her as well. But thank you all so much for joining us for the second ever Women's Roundtable. One thing I wanted to start off with before we jump into kind of this week's, Liam and I did a stream last week and we celebrated all of the amazing Halloween costumes that we got to see. However, we realized afterwards that there was a glitch in the stream and people missed out on probably one of my favorite Halloween costumes. Let me see if I can actually pull it up here. Can we actually see it now? If everybody cannot see Rebecca's amazing Belle costume from Rise of the Floodborn, please drop it in the chat. Hopefully we're not seeing something else, but just wanted to quickly show this off to everybody watching because I thought it was incredible and I was so bummed it didn't for some reason show up last week.
Yes, thank you. It was so fun. I loved bringing this to life. It was super fun.
When did you start? Did you when you saw it, when you saw the card, did you immediately were like, this is what I want to be for Halloween?
I was thinking, oh, I need a costume for Halloween. And then I was like, I should do a Lorcana cosplay. And what card should it be? And Belle immediately popped into my mind. So I was like, I can do that. And it turned out, I love the way it turned out.
That's so awesome. Yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think you did an amazing, amazing job.
I love the roses on it.
Right? Yes. I had a whole quiver of the rose arrows.
That's amazing. Did you sew it?
Did I what?
Did you sew it?
Made
How
it.
did you pull it together?
I went to the fabric store and I went through the scraps, like the remnants pile, and I just found some green fabric and some of the trim, and I spent like 3 days straight just like putting it together real quickly. But I was lucky that I found like the perfect color fabrics and everything, and I went to Goodwill and found like perfect boots to go with it and the flowers. So that was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. A lot of people in the chat are thinking it's really cool as well.
You. And that was my first cosplay ever.
Wait, no way.
Yeah,
And you did such a good job.
somebody asked me like, "Oh, have you ever done cosplay before?" I'm like, "No, this is my first time." So Lorcana made me
That
do
is
it.
amazing.
Lorcana made me do it.
Lorcana made me do it. You know what? I use that excuse for a lot of things in my life. Right now. I wanted to welcome our final guest this evening. We're super excited for her to join us. I'll kind of give everybody a little sneak peek. She is the artist behind some of my favorite cards that have been coming out recently. Everybody, please welcome Samantha Ardini. Hey, Samantha. Oh, no, we can't hear you.
Now, yes.
I think-
Hi. Nice to meet you. Finally.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've been so busy, so we're so happy you were able to make time for us this evening.
Yes, I've been very busy. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm very excited that finally I have the chance also to talk to you because all my partners from Lorcana, they always speak so many things about you and Leanne. So I mean, it's great to meet you finally.
Thank you so much. And Samantha, meet the gang. Gang meet Samantha.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Your Sleeping Beauty card is one of my favorites.
I love.
It's so beautiful. I love the color palette
Thank
in it.
you.
It's so like the blue, like the atmosphere that you create with like the different like all the colors are like a blue. What's the word? They're all like the blue hue is like the primary hue, and all of the like colors like the red and the gold in it are all like tinted blue, and it creates this beautiful ambiance, and it's just like honestly so gorgeous.
Well, that's the thing that I really like to work most. I mean, when you mix some colors on it and also create this kind of atmosphere in this kind of cars. And yeah, you need to use your imagination also in colors. So it's a big challenge, and I'm very glad you like it. It takes too much work to do it, but thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll have to give us a second, Samantha, for us all to kind of fangirl a little bit this evening, because I know we're all big fans of your work. I, for one, when Part of Your World came out, I was like, immediately turned to Liam and I was like, we need to talk to that artist right now.
Well,
so
you
good.
know, it's the first time that I'm talking with fans. I never talked with fans yet, and I never sing a card yet. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay, well, Liam and I will absolutely fix that problem. We'll talk after the stream, and we'll definitely fix that problem as well.
That's great, and I'm so glad you like the part of the word of your word card, because it was a big challenge to do that card. We made too many sketches, I think like 10 of them, and I mean we couldn't decide which design is going to be. So I thinking about, oh, maybe we can do it in this way, and the art director say, oh yes, you got it. So it was a big challenge doing it, but I feel very, very, very happy to. I mean that they choose me to do that card, because The Little Mermaid, you know, to everyone, is our childhood, you know, nostalgia, you know, movies from Disney, and for me, doing that was, you know, the word for me. So I'm very, very proud of myself that I have the chance to do it in some part.
I think others, please correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that was like the first card that we saw that was more of like a landscape. Like it wasn't You know what I mean? Like either just like one item or one
Yeah.
character. It was like where we really got to see a scene. And that
Yeah.
was why I think it was just so breathtaking when it came out. Everybody was so excited for it.
And you know, Erin, my first car was the mirror from the Beauty and the Beast. And I say, no way, I want to do characters. And then they choose, the second car was that one. I mean, so for me was like, oh yes, I'm making characters.
You got to sneak a character in there.
Finally. And they choose me for do that. And I feeling very, really, like, how to say that? Like, I'm sorry, girls. The English is not my first. But I
That's okay.
best. So I'm feeling very lucky to do it. So
Amazing.
thank you so much, Sherry.
Yeah.
Do
Well,
you have a favorite card that you worked on? Which of those has been your favorite?
Well, you know, I love Disney characters. You know, they are part of my heart. But I must just say, I love billions. So if I had a chance to work most and draw more billions, I'm going to be so happy. And yeah,
that's awesome.
that's the thing. Yes.
If you could choose any Disney villain to draw, what would it be?
Yeah.
Well, maybe in the incoming movie, I don't know, Erin, if you saw it in my Instagram, but I've been working on the Wish movie that they have this villain. I love him so much. I think he have a lot of attitude and he's funny and very like, oh. And but I love my favorite villain is Isma from the Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
I must just say it's Isma because I'm from South America and she represents us, you know, because part of my country have that culture of the Incas. So it's like, it's like she's the Latinas villain, you know. And it's like, and she's very funny. She reminds me so much of Hades from Hades. These kind of, you know, funny villains. So I love her. I love her so much.
And I just saw a question in the chat. Sunscorch, I can go ahead and take this. If you're interested in some of the like getting playmats of some of the art, I know Ravensburger actually themselves releases 3 art playmats per set. But if you're interested in prints from the artists, they can't sell their Lorcana art, but a lot of them do have prints of their own art that you can probably purchase. Samantha, do you we'll talk about at the end where people can find you if they want to see your additional art.
Oh, I wish I can do that. I didn't do that yet. You know, I've been working, you know, in the newest one, but I cannot say nothing.
Yeah.
So I was very concentrate doing my work, and I didn't have the chance, you know, to do these things yet. But I can wait. I can wait. Probably next year, I think. Because we are trying to also develop some stuff with the guys. I mean, for the other artists. So yeah, that would be great. Making some prints for that. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anybody has questions for Samantha in the chat, please feel free to drop those in. Do any of y'all have?
I have a quick question.
Yeah, Emma, go ahead. You have a cat right there.
I do have a cat. Her name is Maui.
You see? Like a Disney villain, like Lady Tremaine. I like it.
Yeah.
I love cats. I don't have a cat. I have a little puppy, but yeah, I love cats. Yes.
What's your puppy's name?
Felipe.
Oh.
I found him in the streets, and I say he don't have an owner, so I adopted him, and now he's mine.
Found a good home.
Yes, finally.
I saw on your Instagram that you had some of your process, and I love seeing the different ways that different artists approach, you know, digital painting, traditional painting. But I saw that you do black and white values first, and I wanted to know what your process was to go from the black and white to the color, because that's always different for every artist.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yes, we started with the black and white values because we need to see about the lighting, the shadows that you're going to use for
Mm-hmm.
also for the cards, And I think everybody, at the Lorcana artists, they do that. But then I love more, focus about the color then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of the black and white thing, but you needed to do that because you need to see the values and to see if the dark is in the good position and the lighting is in a good position. So we must to do it. Every artist must to do it. But I will really love to explain the process. I think it's going to take a class. Our class is
Yeah.
explaining how to do that. But yeah, I think you give me an idea to make a reel,
Oh, good.
to show you how I do that. Because also in the art directors from Lorcana, they ask us to make that base because they need
Okay.
to see lighting and the shadow. So I mean
Mhm.
everybody must do that. Because like, so the gray scale is in a good mood, and in a good balance. Well, that's the thing that I want to say. And the darks and the lights are good, so you can continue doing the colors. There is two techniques to do that. You can make the black and white and then paint it over using the black and white, but I use Photoshop most of it. Some of the artists use Procreate, but I like Procreate, must say I love it. But I'm not like I love more Photoshop. Maybe because I work so much in Photoshop in my computer that I like to work in big, have a big canvas working. But I mean, you can do it also in Procreate. So they have a different techniques to do that. In Photoshop is a technique, and in Procreate is another technique. So yeah, that's my point of view. But I think that would be super cool to do a tiny maybe tutorial, a reel to make it to show how we started with the sketches and then we make the gray scale values and the black and white, and then we started to paint it over, and we make like a tiny color key that we use. In my case, a tiny color key, so I know which color use in several parts. So it's look like I don't know how to say, but they don't have too many details. You just can see the mixes color, and we call that a color key. I don't know if you saw in the animation movies that they have these color keys per scene. I don't know if you guys are into animation.
Yeah, I've definitely
Well,
seen
I
that
work.
before.
I coming from animation. I have my own studio here in Mexico, and we have an artist who made these things. They like an expert to do the grayscale values, and then they paint it over and then make the scenes, the color scenes, because sometimes for example, if it's a showy moment, for example, we use maybe reds or maybe bluish. No, red. Sorry, red. So it's a sad moment. We use the blue ones. So that's the thing that we color and mix. How you explain that? For every situation, we want to represent it. For example, in the cars, we play with that. For example, in the mirror one, the car that was like a sad moment. So that's why you can see like bluish and grayish, like this kind of, colors. And for example, in the Little Mermaid, there is a joy, that is, something that is happiness. We remark more like these kind of colors that is like the reddish, the yellow, and of course the car was one of the yellow cars, but and we need to include that. But I mean, it's like to remark the mood of the character, or the sense of the scene, part of it. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I
Yeah, thank you.
That the Snow White card just feels like so comfier, comforting, and yeah.
Yes, right. And that's that we represent, that is a comfy and very happy moment that she is spending with the, the little animals, and she's making the cake. And of course, we got those things from the movies, because there is a lot of, I don't know, they already made it for us part. But in some card, we need to represent that to make the mood more, I don't know, to bring the mood more for you. That, I mean, is bring you joy in this part. Is make you happy. So yeah.
That Snow White card is like sunshine. Just seems like it's like spilling out on that card. Is what I get from there. Is that sunshine is just like pouring into that room. It's beautiful.
That's right. That's right.
June, so Liam and I actually got to meet June at Lightbox in LA a couple weeks ago. And so, June, did you get to go to the Ravensburger presentations at all at Lightbox, where they were talking about the concept process, or were you just able to do kind of the expo space?
It's so sad. I got to go to like 2 panels, and every single other one I missed by like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh no!
And it was so like, and I was like, and that was like, I don't think that was the first day. That was maybe the second day when that panel was going on. And I was like, okay, yesterday I didn't get to do everything I want. I'll plan it out better this time. And I still kept missing stuff by like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh no!
And so I was like, I hope they recorded that one.
I do think Lightbox is going to release them, but I was just thinking.
I hope so.
They've been
Samantha was
releasing
kind of
them, like,
talking about. They
slowly.
talked about a lot in the panels there. So
Yeah.
Side note: I'm wearing a Lightbox shirt from I think 2020.
Oh my God.
I went to the first Lightbox in person, and then I went every year online. And I can't afford to go in person right now. So
this was my first year, and it was so fun.
I'm so glad you got to go.
And I'm so glad I went, and I met Aaron and Liam, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think that what you're saying about the colors and like the color palettes and stuff, I think that's so like that's obvious, that it's very apparent that it's like a select color palette, and I feel like it makes it more cohesive, and it goes better with like the rest of the card when you limit the colors. But I think it's very interesting how the Aurora card has like a very different feeling from the mirror card, even though they have like technically similar colors, like they're both blue and like a little bit of red, in the reflection of the mirror, like a tiny bit of like pinkish gray. But I think it's interesting how you use like the saturation of the colors to completely change the mood.
That's the point that I wanted to clarify, Shun, because if you can see also in the Aurora's card that they have bluish, but the bluish is more saturated, because the spring, like this part is not sad, but the other one is more grayish. Yeah, present more that mood.
It's just so cool that you can take like the same colors and you can like create like a completely different feeling just by changing the saturation or the placement. Like the Snow White and the Tiana card also have very similar colors, and
that's
like
right.
There's like a tiny bit of neutral colors, but mostly yellows and orange in the Snow White card. With the Tiana card, it's mostly neutral colors with those pops of yellow and gold and stuff, and it like completely changes the feeling of the cards. But they go like, when you put them next to each other, they like go well together, but the feelings are very like separate. And I just that's just cool. That's all I'm saying.
And it's a big challenge, huh? Because we don't want to make it very similar to each card we made.
Right.
It's a big challenge that we have every time we made it. And yeah.
So we have a question from the chat. Stephen, who is one of our regular viewers, hey Stephen, wants to know a little bit more about June and Emma's art that they create, and kind of where you draw your inspiration from, and what y'all like to create. Emma, you want to go first?
Sure. So I've done a lot of different stuff because I started with a heavy interest in like character design and costume design. I just love stories, so anything that kind of gets to tell the story has always been really exciting for me to work on. I've done, commissions for illustrating like a tabletop role playing game book and things like that. So personal projects, I just have too many going on at once. a struggle. I have a web comic that I have right now, and it's kind of on hold until I can find time to work on it again, because comics are a big time suck. But yeah, I work on a lot of things. I also have, more recently, I started a printmaking shop. I have an Etsy where I sell handmade, hand-carved lino cut prints, and I just really wanted to make prints that explored folklore and different kind of, maybe slightly spooky vibes, because it's just really fun for me. But yeah, I'm constantly making things, and lately I've been doing a lot of weaving and spinning yarn, so it's I cannot be stopped. But yeah, I just like to make things, and I like stories, and I do have social media, but I don't
Yeah, we'll definitely at the end talk about, and maybe that'll be a great place to talk about this. Like, Stephen, if you're interested in following any of these women, we'll definitely at the end, everybody will have a chance to kind of share their Instagrams and the like, so that you can definitely check out their art. I do, not to like cut everybody off, but I do want to move this along because it was a big news week, and we
that's fair.
are halfway through the show already, which I cannot believe it. And I really try to keep these to an hour because the baby always eats at 8.
Oh, true.
So, but I wanted to kind of talk about, there were, I think, like 60 cards revealed today. And so lots of things.
Many.
So I would love to kind of go around and talk about like what people are excited for, even if it wasn't revealed today. There was just a lot revealed today. I have Lorcana up in the background, so we can all kind of like take a look at the cards that we're excited for. Does anybody want to start?
I can go first.
Yeah.
So I looked back through all of the cards again in preparation this morning, and I just keep coming back to this card. It's an older one that we've seen, but I'm super excited for the Enchantress in Emerald, the Enchantress from Beauty and the Beast. It's a character that I wasn't like at all expecting. Like, honestly, like if I think of Beauty and the Beast, I don't always think of the Enchantress as a character. Like, she's mentioned at the beginning, and the movie doesn't really explore it after that. And so to like see this card and this character just brought back like so many memories of like how I love the intro of that movie. I love how the art here pays homage to that, of it looks like that stained glass. She has roses in her dress. And I'm just excited about the ability. I tend to like playing those kinds of like quick cards that gain you lore really fast, and so I can play her early in the game and she gets me a lot of lore, and she's hard to challenge into. So I just overall like the Enchantress card.
When you just said that out loud, it made me think the reason why she's supposed to be played early in the game is because she's in the beginning of the movie. I don't know if that's intentional, but like that just clicked in my head when you were saying that right now. If that's intentional, that is so cool.
Knowing how the design tends to go, it would not surprise me if that was intentional.
That is so, oh my goodness. It's just the level of thought into each of these is so cool.
Yeah, it is crazy. Funny. I saw somebody say like the Enchantress though, like enchanted an entire castle and a village even, and she's only a 1/1. Like she couldn't be more powerful.
Like, yeah,
that's true.
Maybe we'll get like a Floodborn of her or something like that at some point. That is going to be just super powerful.
Art is beautiful.
I love her like subtext of unexpected judge. It's like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, I wonder if like, cool. they'll do a storyborn version of when she's like the old lady.
Oh,
know,
that'd
Oh
maybe
my
be
gosh,
that
that'd be so
cool.
cool.
yeah, maybe that's when like she's gonna be super powerful.
would
That
be
would be super
cool.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Future sets, future sets. Maybe future art for Samantha to create.
Samantha, take notes.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody else?
Sorry, there's the background's really loud right now. I hope
No.
it's not distracting. Okay. But my by far favorite card that's coming up is the Rapunzel Sunshine one, where she's got the green dress, because it's
Love
just
that one.
it shows this is what I love about
I remember.
Lorcana art. I love that it's not just taking from the movie, it's
I think
taking
she's
from
Emerald.
Yeah,
I think she's I
I'm
think
also with
so. I'm not
Sophia
sure. Um,
too.
but I love that, like, because in the concept art by Claire Keane, one of my favorite artists of all time, one of my biggest inspirations, she is in green in a lot of the concept art, or like because they explored a lot of different like outfits and colors, of course, like they do with all the princesses. Um, but that's never in the movie. She never wears green in the movie. But I love that they pull from like everything about the movie and the art related to the movie and everything about like the story to make these cards, because it feels so Rapunzel, even though she never wears that dress, because they draw from like the concept art. And I think that is so cool because I love her green dress in the concept art. And yeah, I love that so much. It's so cool.
This one also feels like it draws a little bit from the Rapunzel that we see in the Tangled series, you know, and like
Yeah,
that art style a little bit.
with like the bigger
Mhm.
eyes. Yeah, I could see that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it goes really well with their eyes because their eyes are green. But I
Are her
just this
are her eyes green in the movie? Because sometimes like they'll tweak the character's eye color. Are they green in the movie or are they blue in the movie?
they're kind of hazelish because they zoom
Okay.
in on her eyes. There's like the scene where she sees the mural in the town square, and um
Mm.
the eyes in the stained glass, not stained glass window, mosaic mural are more green than her actual eyes are, because like the lighting makes them look very hazel. Anyway, yeah.
It's gorgeous. I love that everything, I mean, rightfully so about Rapunzel, but I love that everything, all of her cards are like so focused on her hair, which I mean, of
Oh
course,
yeah, yeah.
I just can't wait to see a brunette Rapunzel at some point.
Of like taking inspiration from Claire Keane's original concept paintings for the movie just makes me so happy. It's just so cool. Hello? Am I the only person who's still on? Did everyone else get? Oh my goodness. Wait a second. Wait, I'm still on. Uh, Let me see if I can fix this. Uh, Hi. Uh, Really sorry about this, guys. I don't know what happened, but everyone else has been kicked out. It's only me, the least qualified to be here. um, wow. Okay, so it looks like we're trying to fix the issue. Uh, Okay, so let's keep this going. Anyone like in the chat have like a card that they're most excited for? Like, let's get some audience participation here. What are we most excited for? Uh, I can't pull up images. Snow White, yeah. Oh my goodness. The one that was just up here on the screen by Samantha was so beautiful. I mean, those golds, of course, as we were talking about. Emerald, all of it, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Uh, Cheshire Cat, okay. Oh my goodness. Dude, the Donald Duck, Perfect Gentleman, that one, like, as a Donald Duck fangirl, that one's so perfect. I love when they put like the Mickey and Friends characters in like special outfits. I don't know why. Um, Basil of Baker Street, yes. Oh my goodness. If anybody is giving us the Great Mouse Detective content that we need, it's Lorcana, and I'm so happy about it. The Queen Hag version, yes, yes. Donald Legendary? I haven't seen that one yet. I don't know why. I feel like I'm so late to like all the cards that are being released. I'm so bad at keeping up with Lorcana news because I get distracted by like one, and then um and then I just only look at that one. Oh my goodness. Has anyone seen the one? I'm trying to find a picture on my phone so that I can make sure I can imagine it completely. Yes, the Celebrating Princess Tiana. That one is gorgeous. The like her costume design in that one, I am such a fan of when they like get into those details that are just like only like mentioned in the movie, or they don't have like enough screen time in the movie, but like as the audience, like you're kind of interested by it. I love that Lorcana like expands on those. um that is honestly, I that's what I personally love about Lorcana is it gives you time to like focus in on those little details and like expand on them and make it feel more like, what color decks do I play? Okay, this is gonna surprise everybody. Okay, I was a Pokemon card game girl, and I tried so hard to learn how to play the card game, and I just couldn't figure it out. And so I just collected the cards to look at them, and that's what I'm trying to do with Lorcana. I'm trying not to get too confused by the card games. I've been watching my friends play because I've got Lorcana friends, and I'm so grateful for that because at least I have someone to talk to about them, aside from my mom, who also really likes Lorcana cards. And so I've been trying to like learn vicariously because when I try to learn it just by reading online, I feel like I get so confused. I don't know if anyone else is like a visual learner. That's how I am. So I'm still like trying to like, I'm too intimidated to play. I just like collect them and like study the art from like an art student perspective because like I feel like it helps me understand from uh like a art design standpoint. Like I'm an art student right now and I'm like learning so much from these cards, you know. um can I leave and join again? Okay, we're still trying to figure out this technical issue. Stay tuned, everybody.